Rafer Johnson, a legacy beyond the track. Rafer Johnson, an American decathlete who won the gold medal in the 1960 Olympics, was not just a sports icon but a man whose life was filled with unexpected twists and turns. From his early years to his personal life and public controversies, Johnson's story is a complex web of athletic triumphs, social activism, and moments that shocked the world. Here are 10 of the most scandalous, shocking, and intriguing facts about Rafer Johnson. Fact number 1. A tough childhood and family bonds. Rafer Johnson was born on August 18, 1935, in Hillsborough, Texas, to Louis and Alma Johnson, in the midst of the Great Depression. The Johnson family struggled with severe poverty, moving frequently across the southwestern United States in search of work. Eventually, they settled in Kingsburg, California, where Rafer's athletic talents began to shine. His childhood was marked by hardships, including his parents' divorce, which significantly impacted him and his siblings, especially his younger brother, Jimmy Johnson. Despite their turbulent upbringing, Rafer and Jimmy developed a strong bond. Jimmy would go on to become a professional football player for the San Francisco 49ers, inspired by his older brother's resilience and determination. Rafer married Elizabeth Thorson in 1971, and together they had 2 children, Jennifer and Josh. The challenges of his early life shaped Rafer's unyielding determination to succeed, not only in sports but also in his personal life, where he remained a dedicated husband and father. Number 2. Caught in the crossfire, the Robert F. Kennedy assassination. On the night of June 5, 1968, Rafer Johnson stood in the kitchen pantry of the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, moments after Robert F. Kennedy had delivered his victory speech following the California Democratic primary. Johnson, a close friend and supporter of Kennedy, was right there when Sirhan opened fire, fatally wounding Kennedy. Rafer Johnson, along with Olympic teammate Rosie Greer, was among the first to react, tackling Sirhan to the ground and prying the gun from his hand. His swift action was widely regarded as heroic, but it also thrust him into a whirlwind of conspiracy theories. Some speculated that Johnson's close ties to the Kennedy family meant he was part of a larger plot. Although these theories lack credible evidence, they persist in some circles, adding a layer of mystery to Johnson's life. Johnson rarely spoke about the traumatic event, only commenting years later that it was a night that changed everything. His role in the chaotic aftermath cemented his place in history beyond his athletic achievements. Number 3. An Olympic hero with a dark secret? Rumors have long circulated about Rafer Johnson's potential involvement in covert government operations, allegedly linked to his friendships with prominent figures like the Kennedys. In the 1960s, Johnson was a vocal advocate for civil rights and a visible figure at rallies and protests, which reportedly put him under FBI surveillance. Allegations suggested that he had been tapped by government agencies due to his public stature and connections. Some even speculated he might have been used as an informant within civil rights circles, a claim fueled by his silence on certain political matters and the secrecy surrounding some aspects of his life. However, no concrete evidence has ever emerged to substantiate these rumors. Johnson himself always dismissed such claims, stating in a 1984 interview, "I have always been my own man, standing for what I believe in, nothing more, nothing less." Number 4. Rafer Johnson, Olympic glory and beyond. Rafer Johnson's crowning achievement came at the 1960 Rome Olympics, where he competed in the decathlon, considered the ultimate test of athletic prowess. Despite suffering from a knee injury, Johnson fought fiercely against his close friend and teammate, C.K. Yang of Taiwan, in a competition that came down to the final event. Johnson's victory by a mere 58 points marked him as one of the greatest athletes of his time. He became the first African American to carry the U.S. flag at the opening ceremony, a powerful statement during an era of intense racial division in the United States. Johnson's win inspired future generations of African American athletes, and his dignified conduct made him a symbol of grace and perseverance. He once remarked, "Winning is a state of mind, a testament to his belief in mental strength as much as physical ability." Number 5. A surprising film career. After achieving Olympic glory, Rafer Johnson surprised many by venturing into Hollywood. His debut came in the 1961 film Wild in the Country, starring Elvis Presley, where he played a character that defied the racial stereotypes of the era. Johnson continued his film career with roles in None But the Brave, 1965, the first film directed by Frank Sinatra, and The Sins of Rachel Cade, 1961. Though his acting career was brief, Johnson was known for carefully selecting roles that did not compromise his principles or his dignity. He turned down multiple opportunities that he felt would perpetuate negative stereotypes about African Americans. His transition to acting was unexpected for a sports icon, and it showcased his versatility and commitment to representation. Number 6. Involvement in the Special Olympics movement. Rafer Johnson's work with the Special Olympics remains one of his most profound legacies. Co-founding the California Special Olympics in 1969 with Eunice Kennedy Shriver, Johnson was motivated by his belief that everyone, regardless of ability, should have the chance to enjoy the transformative power of sports. Over the years, he played a critical role in expanding the program's reach, personally overseeing events and advocating tirelessly for funding and support. Despite initial skepticism and resistance from various organizations and communities, Johnson's dedication never wavered. His efforts helped bring awareness and legitimacy to the Special Olympics, ultimately enriching the lives of countless athletes with intellectual disabilities worldwide. Number 7. A dangerous stint in law enforcement. In the 1970s, during a time of significant racial tension in Los Angeles, Rafer Johnson joined the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, as a reserve officer. This move was both praised and criticized. Some saw him as a trailblazer, a prominent African American figure who could help improve relations between the LAPD and the black community. However, others viewed his decision as a betrayal, especially given the strained relations between the police and African Americans in the city. Johnson's stint was a stark reflection of the complexities surrounding race and identity in America at the time. He maintained that his goal was to serve his community and foster understanding, despite the challenges he faced from both sides. Number 8. A controversial Olympic boycott stance. In 1980, Rafer Johnson found himself at the center of a controversy when he publicly supported the U.S. boycott of the Moscow Olympics. Johnson, a former Olympian, understood the agony of athletes who had trained for years only to be denied their moment on the world stage. Yet, he sided with the U.S. government's decision to protest the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, seeing it as a necessary stance against oppression. This position earned him criticism from many of his peers and civil rights activists who believed the boycott was a misguided political maneuver. Johnson later reflected, "I supported the decision, but my heart ached for the athletes," acknowledging the complexities of balancing sports and politics. Number 9. His battle with epilepsy. For much of his life, Rafer Johnson kept a significant personal struggle out of the public eye, his battle with epilepsy. The condition, characterized by recurrent seizures, began in the 1960s but was kept a closely guarded secret to avoid jeopardizing his athletic and professional endeavors. In later years, Johnson chose to speak openly about his experience, becoming a vocal advocate for epilepsy awareness. His decision to reveal his battle with the disorder drew attention to the often overlooked challenges faced by those with epilepsy, helping to reduce stigma and promote research and support. Number 10. The man behind the medal, an unseen humanitarian side. Away from the limelight, Rafer Johnson was a quiet yet powerful force for good. He personally funded scholarships for underprivileged students, mentored young athletes, and was actively involved in various charitable organizations, including the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Johnson's approach to philanthropy was marked by humility. He often sought to help without recognition or publicity. His lifelong dedication to humanitarian causes demonstrated his deep commitment to using his fame and influence to effect meaningful change in the lives of others. "It's not about being known for what you do," he once said, "but doing what's right when no one is watching."